The space station hummed with quiet energy. Lights blinked softly on control panels, and metal walls seemed to breathe with the pulse of hidden machinery. In the central research chamber, HFY Park sat motionless, her eyes fixed on a screen filled with dancing lines of code. For weeks, she had been chasing a ghost. Not a real ghost, but something almost as impossible. A signal so old that most people thought it was just a story. Her fingers moved quickly across the holographic keyboard, running another set of decryption algorithms. "This can't be right," she muttered. Sung Min Kim looked up from his workstation. He was her research partner, a man who could make computers sing and dance to his command. "What did you find?" HFY didn't answer immediately. Her hand trembled slightly as she zoomed in on a specific section of the encrypted data. The signal was unlike anything they had ever seen before. It was old, incredibly old, older than most of the known galactic civilizations. The research vessel *Resilience* had been exploring the quiet edges of mapped space for months. They were hunters of lost knowledge, searching through ancient data archives that most people had forgotten existed. Most of their colleagues thought they were wasting their time, chasing myths, hunting for ghosts. But HFY knew something was different about this signal. "Look at this," she said, her voice barely a whisper. Sung Min moved closer, his eyes scanning the complex patterns on the screen. The signal was buried deep. It was like finding a tiny message hidden inside a mountain of stone. Most researchers would have missed it completely. But HFY was not most researchers. She had a talent for finding things that were never meant to be found. Sung Min's fingers flew across his own interface. "The encryption is weird," he said. "It's not like anything in our database. These are quantum-level encryption patterns that shouldn't even be possible." Days turned into weeks. The team worked nonstop. They skipped meals. They forgot to sleep. The signal consumed them. It was a puzzle that demanded to be solved. And then, suddenly, something changed. A breakthrough came on a quiet Tuesday morning. HFY had been running a new set of decryption protocols when the first real piece of the puzzle clicked into place. The encrypted message began to reveal itself, layer by layer. What they discovered would change everything. The message was not just old. It was a warning, a call, an invitation, and it was specifically addressed to humanity, a species most of the galaxy believed had been wiped out thousands of years ago. Sung Min looked at HFY, his face pale. "Do you understand what this means?" HFY nodded slowly. "Humanity is not alone, and something is coming." Outside the research station's windows, space remained silent, but something had changed. A sleeping giant was about to wake up. The meeting room was tense. People sat around a large circular table, their faces a mix of worry and confusion. These were the leaders of the Human Remnant Council, the last organized group of humans in the known galaxy. Woojin Park stood at the center of the room. His military uniform was old but clean, with patches showing he had seen countless battles. Behind him, a massive holographic display showed the encrypted message that HFY and Sung Min had discovered. "This is not a joke," Woojin said firmly. His voice was calm but carried a weight that made everyone listen. "We are being called to something bigger than ourselves." HFY stepped forward. She explained how the signal was more than just a message. It was a precise communication, carefully hidden and waiting to be found. Her hands moved as she spoke, showing complex diagrams that most people couldn't understand. Sung Min added more details. "The encryption is from a civilization far more advanced than anything we've seen," he explained. "They knew exactly how to hide this message so that only humans could find it." The room fell silent. Humans had been scattered across the galaxy for thousands of years. They were survivors, small groups living on distant space stations, hidden colonies, and tiny planets. Most other alien civilizations thought humans were extinct, a species that had died out long ago. But they were wrong. Woojin pressed a button, and the holographic display changed. It showed images of hidden shipyards, massive construction sites hidden in thick space nebulas. Massive ships were taking shape. These were not ordinary ships. They were something special. "We've been preparing," Wu Jin said. "For years, we've been building, adapting, getting ready." The ships were like living things. Their metal surfaces could change and shift. Weapons could appear and disappear in seconds. Each ship was more than a machine. It was a thinking, changing organism. A young council member raised her hand. "Who is calling us?" she asked. "And why now?" Jaehua pulled up another set of images. They showed strange, geometric shapes that looked like they were made of pure energy. "The Architect Collective," she said. "A civilization that has been watching and waiting." Some men continued. "They believe they eliminated humanity thousands of years ago. They have no idea we survived." Wu Jin's smile was dangerous. It was the smile of someone who knew a secret. They are about to find out how wrong they are. The meeting ended, but something had changed. A spark had been lit. Humanity was no longer going to hide. They were going to fight back. In the cold darkness of space, something was awakening. Something powerful. Something that had been silent for far too long. Humanity was ready. The Crimson Nexus was quiet. Too quiet. Space stretched out like a black canvas, dotted with distant stars that watched silently. Jaehua sat in the control room of the Resilience *. Her hands moved quickly over holographic screens. Around her, the ship hummed with energy. It was alive, more machine and organism than simple metal and wires. "Incoming signals," Sung Min called out. His voice was steady, but everyone could feel the tension. The Architect scout fleet appeared suddenly. Their ships were sharp and angular, looking like deadly crystals floating in space. They moved with machine-like precision, believing they were just doing another routine patrol. They had no idea what was waiting for them. Wu Jin's voice came through the communication system. "All units, prepare for engagement," he said. His words were calm, almost relaxed, but everyone knew what that meant. The first shot came from the Architect ships, a beam of pure energy that could cut through most spacecraft like paper. But these weren't most spacecraft. The human ships moved. They didn't just dodge. They transformed. Metal surfaces rippled like water. Weapons appeared from impossible angles. Each ship was thinking, adapting, changing faster than any computer could process. The Architect weapons hit nothing but empty space. Sung Min's fingers danced across his control panel. "Computational warfare team, engage," he commanded. Invisible waves of data attacked the Architect systems. It was like watching a silent war happen inside computer networks. The Architect ships began to slow down. Their systems became confused. Their perfect coordination started to break apart. Jaehua watched the battle unfold. This wasn't just a fight. This was a message, a statement. Humanity was back, and they were nothing like anyone remembered. The human ships moved like living things. They merged. They split. They changed shape in ways that broke every known rule of space combat. One moment, a ship would be a small fighter. The next, it would become part of a larger vessel. Wu Jin's tactical skills turned the battle into a dance of destruction. Every move was calculated. Every action had a purpose. The Architect fleet began to fall apart. Ships exploded. Others simply stopped working. Their advanced technology couldn't understand what was happening. In less than 30 minutes, it was over. Not a single Architect ship remained. Jaehua looked at the empty space where the enemy fleet had been. Sung Min was already preparing a transmission, a simple message that would echo across the galaxy. Wu Jin's voice came through one last time. "They wanted to know if humanity was still alive," he said. "Now they have their answer." Outside, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter. Humanity had just told the universe one thing: we are back, and we are not afraid.